the king of Judah, and why is the prophet talking to King Ahaz?
I'm sorry, what book are we reading? What'd you say?
It's Isaiah chapter 7.
Ooh, that's an old one.
It's an old one. It's the same damn age as Genesis chapter 3.
Dan? No, it ain't the same age as Genesis.
Yeah, it is.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
All right, so why is Ahaz being spoken to by the prophet Isaiah? Have you read the chapter?
I don't know. He slept with his wife or something?
Not even close. King Ahaz is being attacked by two other kings. He's being attacked by the king of the Arameans, and he's being attacked by the king of the northern 10 tribes of Israel. So he's being attacked by an alliance among his own people and the Arameans, and he's afraid that his kingdom is going to fall. So the prophet Isaiah sends him a series of prophecies ensuring him that his kingdom, in fact, won't fall. And that brings us to chapter 7, verse 10, which the prophet is sent a second time to give him an oracle. And it says, "Again the Lord spoke to Ahaz, saying, Ask a sign of the Lord your God, and let it be as deep as Sheol or as high as heaven. But Ahaz said, I will not ask, and I will not put the Lord to the test. Then Isaiah said, Hear then, O house of David, is it too little for you to weary mortals that you weary my God also? Therefore the Lord himself will give you a sign. Look, the young woman is with child, and shall bear a son, and shall name him Emmanuel." So we can finish it, but just off the bat, it says, "Therefore the Lord himself will give you a sign," the guy being spoken to, King Ahaz. "Look, the young woman is with child." She's already pregnant. It's not about a future pregnancy. Do you know what word is here? What word in Hebrew is used here to refer to the pregnant woman? You said you spoke Hebrew.
I'm reading it. That's fascinating. That's good, dude.
The word is chara, which describes somebody who is already pregnant. It's an adjective. And she's referred to as an alma, not a Bethelot. Bethelot would be plural, actually. Bethulah would be singular. So she's a young woman. She's not a virgin. And she's not going to become pregnant in the future. She is already pregnant. It's a pregnant young woman. And it says,
who do you think Mary was?
Mary was a pregnant young woman. It says, he shall eat curds and honey by the time he knows how to refuse evil and choose the good. For before the child knows how to refuse the evil and choose the good, the land before whose two kings you are in dread will be deserted. So right there it tells you there's a child that's already conceived. He's about to be born. And before he's old enough to know right from wrong, the two kings that are attacking you, their lands are going to be laid waste. Thank you for the ghost, Carter. That's what the prophecy is about.
That's good, dude.
So
I like it.
This happened 725 years before Jesus.
But do you know what a remez is?
I actually don't know that one off the top of my head.
It's a hint of things to come.
That's not what this is. This is a prophecy to who?
Well, I get, but if you ask a Jewish rabbi, which I don't take a lot of faith in those guys, but they will tell you that every word of God has something that applies to right now and also something in the future.
Oh, I disagree.
No, that's what that's what they say. So I think that's just
I can invite two of them in here and we can clear that up real quick.
Yeah, so, but that's a hermeneutic that they're applying to the text. I don't believe that every text has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different meanings. I think the text means what it means, and I don't apply secondary subjective meanings to the text.
Well,
thank you, Dr.
We have two of them that are already saying he's wrong.
Yeah, no, Annie, he's not referring to Pardes. He's referring to Remez, which actually is what he says. It's saying that the text is hinting at something else, but I don't believe that to be true. I don't believe that there's a hidden meaning. I don't believe that there's a hidden meaning in this text. And if there was a hidden meaning in this text, it doesn't say anything about a virgin giving birth.
It didn't? I thought it literally said virgin.
Nope. It says, therefore, the Lord himself will give you a sign. Look, the young woman is with child. Doesn't say anything about a virgin giving birth.
I'm sorry. Where's that at?
Isaiah chapter 7.
What verse? I'm looking it up.
Verse 14.
King James says virgin.
Yeah, no, because King James is not translating the actual Hebrew text. King James is supplanting the Greek text from the New Testament back into it.
Alma.
Alma, yes, doesn't mean virgin.
I mean, it can.
It doesn't.
It can.
It doesn't.
Because you say it doesn't? Like
No,
what do you
because
mean it-
because
I'm
the
looking
Hebrew
at it right now.
because the Hebrew dictionary says it doesn't.
No, I'm looking at the Hebrew dictionary.
No, you're not.
No, okay. Look up a Hebrew lexicon.
I'm about to do it right now.
Yeah, do it. I mean, I'm doing it right now.
No, you're not.
I am.
No, you're not.
Feminine of age 59, 58, a loss, as veiled or private, dasmel, a damsel, maid, or virgin. I mean, you can say it's a young woman. That's fine. I don't care.
Brown Driver Briggs Hebrew Dictionary. It's a noun, feminine, young woman, ripe sexually, a maid, or even newly married. Does it say virgin?
That's not what I got.
Does it say
That's not what I
virgin?
got.
Does it say virgin in the Brown Driver Briggs Hebrew Dictionary?
That's not what I got.
Because you're reading the Strong's Concordance, aren't you?
Of course.
Do you know what the Strong's Concordance is?
Nope.
It's a lexicon of the King James Bible. It's not a lexicon of the Hebrew Dictionary. The Strong's Concordance is only good for helping you understand what is in the King James Bible. It is not an actual Hebrew lexicon.
All right, hold on. Let me get my Hebrew Bible out and see what that word is.
It's Alma.
It's what?
Alma.
But you're saying that's a different definition.
Yes, it means young woman.
That's it?
That's what it means.
Damn. Let's look up other young women in the Bible and see if that's the word it uses.
Like a Na'ar, young. That's a young boy, but there's a feminine form of it that means young woman. There's about four different ways to refer to a young woman. You could also refer to them as children, like a taf.
So why have you spent so much time learning this stuff?
Because I used to believe the nonsense that you believe, although I actually read the book, unlike you. So what I see when I read this in Hebrew, it says a young woman is pregnant. It doesn't say that there's a virgin, which would be Bethula in Hebrew. It doesn't say Bethula.
So do you believe that the people that wrote the New Testament, do you believe they died horrible deaths proclaiming what they believed?
Yeah.
Or is that all a lie?
Yeah, they were conned, just like you were conned. Just like the believers in the branch Davidians. Just like the believers in the branch Davidians were conned. Do you think that the 70 people that were executed in the Waco siege, do you think that their willingness to be martyrs proves that their cult was real?
You think you could be skinned alive and boiled alive? And
Well, we have no evidence that any of that happened, but that doesn't answer my question. Do you believe that the people... You have no evidence that any of that happened. So
they died, right? They were martyred. You said they were martyred.
Some of them were martyred. The only evidence of martyrdom that we have two of them that were martyred in the New Testament, and we have two of them that were recorded in the epistles of Clement in chapter 5 of the epistle, and then the rest of the martyrdom accounts come from literally hundreds of years later. But that's beside the point. Let's say all of them were unalived for their faith. It means nothing to me. Do you believe that the 70-plus branch Davidians that gave their lives in the Waco siege, that their willingness to give their lives proves that their particular cult was true? Thank you for the hand hearts, Bethers.
How'd they die? They took a pill or something?
They died a terrible, brutal death in an actual building fire. Rather than leaving, they had every option to leave, and they chose not to leave. So they were in the building while it was on fire.
Yeah, they couldn't escape.
They could escape. They could escape. Yep.
That could not escape.
They literally offered.
Waco, Texas?
They literally
Is that what you're saying?
offered. They literally offered for people to escape, which is why some of them did escape. Are you aware that there were people who willingly walked out of that building?
So do you believe in any
Do
form of
you
prophecy?
know that there were people that willingly walked out of that building?
Yes.
Fantastic.
I do.
Okay, all of these people had the opportunity on multiple occasions to walk out of that building. They even opened.
faith in it.
They even kayak. I don't know why you can't. You can't use your Holy Spirit to let me finish a single sentence. So they were given multiple opportunities over the course of weeks and days to leave the building. And at certain occasions, some people did actually leave the building, but a lot of them didn't leave the building. They truly believed that their cult leader was the reincarnated Jesus Christ. In fact, two of them today still believe it. There are two people that are well, not but they're still Branch Davidians. They still believe that he is the Messiah today. So
I don't know what word they have to stand on to believe that.
well, they believe the same Bible that you believe. So does their willingness to give their lives for their faith mean that their faith is true?
I mean, if their word shows that it's outside time,
That's not my question. Does their willingness to die for their faith mean that their faith was true?
hell no.
Okay, then I don't believe that the martyrs in the first century validates that their faith is true either. There are martyrs in every single religion.
Okay, so is Israel